I'm Helen Greening of the Learning Team, and for National Apprenticeship Week I went out into the business to interview current and past apprentices. I wanted to know what they knew about apprenticeships before they undertook one, and why they are a good option for our people.
So I thought apprenticeships were more what you would do when you just come out of school. So I thought you just sort of jumped in, it was getting you into the workforce.
I thought it was for her schoolie verse, to be quite honest with you. I thought when she's 16 to 18 that would be the end of it, and I'm only 23.
You know, an apprentice is a plumber or an electrician or a plasterer or something like that, which is completely wrong. The idea of apprenticeships is not something that should be limited to, say, trades or something like that. It's something we all do. It's just a different way of learning.
Now, with me being in the top set, I think they were always expecting degrees, whereas I just thought in my head that guarantees me nothing.
Whereas actually what I've learned is basically grow and get a qualification whilst you're doing your day-to-day job.
Specifically what an apprenticeship means is that rather than taking, say, a purely academic or a purely practical approach to something, it's a blended approach.
I didn't want to go into a degree, so I kind of researched the options, but it was very much on my own, so I wasn't really supported by the college. It was always seen as kind of the lesser option, the less important one.
I've learned more than I actually recognise.
You've just got to remember that you'll learn all of that over time. The more times you do it, the more questions you ask, the more confidence that you'll gain.
It's a blended approach to learning, that I was able to, say, learn something one weekend and then I was in a position to apply it the next. There's no age thing to this, but it's, are you in a position where you can do it?
Sometimes I'm doing a piece of work and I'll do something and I'm like, oh, that would never have happened a year ago because I would have no idea how to do that. I've learned so much and it's all coming into practice now.
How things work, and really you're not really sure what it means, and then you go to college and it gives you a bit more context over it. It gives you that hand-in-hand learning.
I'm treated as the same as any other employee in the business, and any theoretical knowledge that I had beforehand suddenly now makes sense because I've experienced it.
Working whilst I'm still learning that trade and also getting paid for it at a young age is probably the best bit of advice I could give myself, and the best stepping stone to start with of a good career.
You've got to find the time for it, really. You've got to have them few hours at the end of the week.
I think it's hard coming from school.
They see them sometimes as an actual worker rather than someone who's still trying to learn.
I have to be quite structured with it.
If you don't give it the time, it can build up very quickly. I would say research it. Make sure that you're, ready for that commitment, because it is a commitment. If it's something that you love and it's something that, you can see yourself doing in the future, then I'd say go for it.
It was daunting when I was told it would be 6 years, because it's 6 years and then 7 years including my tuition, because you kind of graduate to become an assistant. Now I'm at the end, it's flown by.
Straight away, 110% do it. It is one of the best opportunities you can open yourself up for.
When I just started, I don't think I ever picked up the phone. I was just kind of looking to use an email because it was safer. I would say I am definitely more confident in that.
It gives me confidence. I love being a part of it. Yeah, I'm just really happy to work in this industry.
It's turned me into an adult at a young age.
I enjoy talking to different people now. I would much prefer using the phones instead of emailing because it's more personal then.
Interacting with people a lot older than me wasn't something I did regularly, but now it's just become the norm.
So would you have done this interview when you first started?
No, definitely not. This time last year I would not have done it.
Talking from a career point of view, I think it sets you up for life. An apprenticeship, I think it gives you good life skills.
The main one is, like I said before, in terms of the experience it gives you. So you have your tuition, which gives you your kind of professional qualification, but it is the experiences which is key.
I didn't do it for me in 5 weeks' time. I did it for me in 5, 10, 15 years' time. It's a qualification that will stay with me for the rest of my life.
This apprenticeship has been the starting point for my career, and my career could go so many places now already.
There's not the expectation that I've got to be the best at everything.
I think I remember my first annual review. I think I took a photo of me as a baby and I said, that's my reflection of this year. I've just been a baby. I've just been taking it all in. I've been a sponge.
Without apprenticeships, would you have come into construction at all?
Probably not. Wouldn't even have thought about it. That's what I mean. I think these apprenticeships are really important to build this awareness of construction.